how do you guys consult or help companies decide if something is more than just a convenience? I guess I would say like for a very small group of people, like, oh, this, yes, I can see what you're saying. This would be a good solution for like this specific use case, or if it actually has growth potential and solves probably a larger industry problem.
So what we try to do is work with leaders in leadership to carve out those opportunities and then get as real of a prototype or thing in front of them and actually go try to sell those. So rather than wasting time on doing all the heavy dev, build, the investment, all of those things, we try to say, is there enough here for us to entice someone to act? And I think the big thing that people don't understand is like, you're not going to convince the whole market. Crossing the chasm, there's a market adoption curve where there's early adopters, there's innovators. That's true if you're building software for your own team. That's true if, in any market, in any kind of population or sample size, you have to find the early adopters and innovators, people who really want to change. And so by being able to connect with those, you have to be specific, right, around who you're serving. You have to understand the problem enough for you to put a solution that's enticing in front of them rather than just say, hey, wouldn't it be great if this? We really have to get into who is that, what problems, why, what's the value? And then we can create that prototype and try to, pull them to prove that out at a smaller scale.
I've also observed some things in the last year or so in that I think it's sometimes difficult to sell technology, specifically in like brokerage or into like asset fleets or logistics providers, if they haven't already identified it as a need. I think we tend to get very comfortable in operational processes. Probably a lot of people do. This is probably not specific to this industry. But I think it can become more challenging to like convince someone to adopt something that they haven't yet really said, okay, this is a pain point or this should be done better. How have you kind of seen that get overcome, I guess?
Yeah, it's very hard to manufacture demand, right? And so a lot of that, like a big part of our testing process is figuring out the messaging and positioning of that to try and, if you're trying to do a double sell, we call it, you're trying to convince someone they have a problem and you're the solution to that problem. It's very hard. So, just like you would in any marketing, it's like, who's, problem unaware, who's problem aware, and the words you use are going to help identify. I think a lot of people will, the all-in-one platform, the all-in-one solution, like nobody's looking for that. They're looking for a very specific point.